Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Final Fantasy Tactics. In the last episode, we started Chapter 2 by fighting off a bunch of ruffians who were trying to kill us in Dorter Trade City. We have a couple of new members in our party, Agrius and Gafgarian, and we are on the chase to try to find Princess Ovelia, who was supposedly whisked off to Bethlehem Garrison, so that's where we're basically headed. In this episode, we are going to make our way into the Araguay Woods, but before I do that, I want to point out a couple of changes I made to the team. I went ahead and did all the propositions off camera like I mentioned I was going to. That, for one, got me enough points to finish off what I want to do with Monk, and so I moved Tabitha to being a Geomancer. That is the class I actually want to go ahead and profile real quick. The Geomancer is an attacker that generally attacks with pseudo-elemental abilities. You notice there's a lot of them. They are all low JP, which is good. However, the catch with that is you can only use those abilities on certain land types. If you use them on any other land types, you're pretty much screwed. So you want to be careful in regards to that. Now, that means that you have some limited ability until you can get all of them. Once you do, however, you can attack from pretty much anywhere with a fair distance. You notice with the first one, it's a range of 5, so it's got a pretty decent scope to it. Not the greatest class in the world as far as damage dealing, but it does help open the way to others. Most notably, I believe this helps unlock Ninja, so that will definitely be helpful in the future. Alright, I also kept Connie as the Oracle. I got some new skills for her. Most notably, I got Foxbird and Paralyze, I believe, are the two that I picked up. Paralyze puts on Don't Act, it's pretty effective. Foxbird lowers Brave, which can be helpful if you're trying to deal with a low Brave enemy. That can take them straight off the battlefield for a few turns if that's effective. Alright, we also have another change on the team. I switched Monica over to being a priest. Now why, might you ask, did I do that when I still had skills that I could pick up with a wizard? Well, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the skills that I have with wizard. And what I want to do is actually move Monica in another direction entirely and not just priest. Granted, we've got some decent skills with the priest and we'll pick up a few more. But what I actually want to do in terms of moving Monica in a direction is move her in the direction of Calculator. What you have to do to get Calculator is level 4 Wizard and Priest and level 3 Time Mage and Oracle. Once that happens, and you notice we're already level 2 on Oracle, so we're fairly close to that. Once that happens, I can unlock Calculator. And when I do that, I will be moving her over there, and I will show you why I do that at that point. Alright, the others though, you notice I stripped and ditched most everybody. I've still got Rad and Lavian in the party. They are stripped, but they are there just in case I need some party members. In case any of these guys crystallize, I have 2 of them on standby if need be. But for the most part, I think I'm in pretty good shape. I will go ahead and mention before you move into the Araguay Woods, it would be a good idea to bring somebody who knows some ice spells. I of course have that in my Priest Wizard, so I think we're pretty much good to go. So let's go ahead and head in. Alrighty, so unfortunately we only have room for 4 again, and Ramza has to be one of them. So what I'm going to do is take my Geomancer, who actually, due to the fact that she can now equip actual equipment, it's more kind of squirey type stuff, she can kind of be on the front row now. On top of that, let me go ahead and put Connie and Monica in my party as basically my wizardy types, and with that we should pretty well be good to go. Welcome to battle number 12 at the Araguay Woods. Gob gob, gob gob gob. Whoa, Lord! Gob, goboo! A Chocobo? In this place? Must be pretty stupid to wander into a goblin's forest. And we have choices here. This one's a pretty easy choice because if you actually select the first option, you suffer a -10 Brave penalty and lose 2 Brave points permanently, so who really wants that? Fortunately, we're trying to save the Chocobo, and the Chocobo actually is pretty good about being saved, so let's go ahead and choose that. Delita said wild Chocobos are stronger than tame ones. I wonder if he's strong in a fight. You want to help him, Ramza? No money in that. He may help us save the princess. And so it's decided. So we get our objective. Save the Chocobo! Fortunately, for the most part, the Chocobo can take care of himself, which makes for a nice change. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Self, why did you say you wanted to bring all those ice folks in? Well, you have your answer, because every opponent in this stage is a goblin. If you remember from when we fought goblins before, they are weak to ice. So if you got anybody that has ice spells, they are good. If you already have a summoner that has Shiva, that's even better. Okay, so let's go ahead and jaunt on out here. Actually, let's see where my spells go first, and then, oh god, no, bad idea. Alright then, well, that's a problem. Okay, so in that case then, let's go ahead and see about putting Protect on, probably Ramza since it's 100%. And then let's go ahead and move you, I guess, into the hole here. Fortunately, it's not going to be any real problem, and I don't think any of the other goblins are going to be able to get there. Now, you see, the Chocobo in question is Boko. We've actually seen him before, if you remember when we fought the battle at the Favoan Plains against, well, basically against the last force before we got to Fort Zigton. That is the same Chocobo. If you noticed in that battle, he actually had guest stars above his head whenever we killed him. Yeah, he was guest protected. And this is why, because we end up running into him later in the game, and he can, in fact, become our ally. So I find that to be a nice little touch insofar as how they end up putting this in the game. It's pretty good. I think they did pretty well doing that. Alright, let's see. With you, Ramza, let me go ahead and yell so I can speed you up. And then we should have turns for the Oracle and the Geomancer next, I believe. It doesn't really matter. Okay, yep, here comes the Geomancer, and you notice pretty good range too, so I could just walk up and smack him in the head if I wanted to. And, let's see. Actually, well, my only issue with that really is if I don't, then I may not be able to use the Geomancer attack. Let me see if it'll... Okay, it actually will let me. Alright, that... You notice the damage is not terribly high, but you can inflict the status effect if it does get. Alright, yeah, we'll go with that. Good, he didn't counter. I'm a little fortunate in that sense. Alright, so Oracle, you head over this way, and let's see. I don't think you'll be able to do anything just yet, will you? If I could try... Nah, it's not going to reach, okay. And that's not going to go in time. So instead, let me go ahead and do Protect on... I'll just do Agrius, I guess. Alright, so our Protect spell goes off on Ramza, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, that is a confirmed hit. Alright, so now our good old goblins start to march their way forward. Hopefully, if they want to be accommodating, they will actually set themselves up in a line or something like that, more of an L or cross shape so that I can hit more of them. But it doesn't look like they're going to be immediately accommodating. At least not in as much a sense as I would like, anyway. Now you notice that Bako set himself up in the corner, and he'll pretty much stick to that for most of the rest of the battle unless he absolutely has to come out of there. Now what may end up happening is the black Chocobo in the background may start going after Boko. If that's the case, that's actually not the worst thing in the world, because as a yellow Chocobo, or regular Chocobo, Boko can heal himself, which is definitely nice. And, well, almost down goes the goblin. Okay. You notice, though, with our two guests, this battle is really not all that hard. It's not particularly challenging. Okay, let's take a look on our spells now. So this is going to go off in 4 turns. We've got one more. Alright, let's see. Which one are you, Atone? Are you this one? You're not. You are this one. No, you're not. Okay. Are you this one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so I feel safe going ahead and running up here and planting a big shard of ice in their face. And that should, well, almost take them both out. Let's, wait, seriously? You, wow, 1 HP, good lord. Okay, yeah, that'll take them both out. And it's unfortunate that it's going to take more MP, but oh well. Alright, you're going to try, yeah, you're going to go after the Chocobo. Okay, that's understandable. Now the Goblin's doing Turn Punch because it basically means that he's not going to get countered, which is a pretty smart strategy on his part. He definitely needs that sort of strategy to be able to make it here. Okay, Ramza, you go and thwack this guy on the head. There we go. And next turn, he'll be dead. These two are about to bite the bullet because I'm sitting Ice 2 on their heads. Yep, there we go. And good, she leveled up Priest-wise. Nice. So, Agrius, are you going to Stasis Sword both of them? Please do that. There we go. Or not, you're going to cast something. Okay. Keep forgetting you have magic. Alright, so that's going to be fire, and you're going next. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. Why did you... Oh, well, anyway. Let's see. Let me go ahead and whack you upside the head just to increase the possibility that ice or that fire may very well take them out. I don't know if it's going to, but still, it's worth a shot anyway. Alright, Oracle, let's see what we can get you doing here. Let me go ahead and park you in the ditch, and then see if you can actually hit a paralysis spell. Not going to be in time, unfortunately, but at least it would help. Let's see. Foxbird is, 54%, that's bad. 35 is even worse. 73 is a lot better, but you're about to be dead, so it won't really matter. Alright, you're still going to get paralyzed. Probably going to walk up and try to hit somebody. Ramza, okay. And good, 41% didn't work. I was half expecting it to. Ugh. And you're a dead goblin, but the other one not so much. I'm not sure. I think the other goblin's faith was a lot lower, so the magic damage wasn't as good. Good, you're paralyzed. Nice. Alright, so the only one we really have to worry about too terribly much is the goblin there in the corner. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay then. Well, the goblin, or the Chocobo, may almost be dead in a turn, so I'm going to have to see about rushing my priest over there. Alright, now you're dead. And, oop, there you go. Okay, now, can you get over? You're not going to be able to heal Boko, so let's just walk you over there, and you may very well be able, yep, perfect. That's what I thought. Alright, so point you that direction, and everybody needs to rush in on the Black Goblin here, because otherwise we might have ourselves a dead Chocobo. That would obviously not be good. Okay, yeah, that's not really a surprise, and oh boy, okay. Please, darn it, I was hoping he'd move away, but he didn't. Alright, Agrius, be careful, please don't kill Boko. We need him alive. I mean, after all, we did sign up for... Oh, that's perfect. Exactly what we needed to happen. Alright, you've got 43 HP left. So let's go ahead and move you up and have you attack. And then, that hopefully should allow us to end it. Well, you're not going to be able to end it exactly, but you can certainly... Let's see. Let's actually try out Foxbird since it'll go that turn. See if it works. I don't know if it will or not, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh god, it looks like... Oh man. It looked like the ghost from Ghostbusters there for a second. Okay, good. Boko's going to end the battle himself. And although our Chocobo is almost dead, we are victorious. Well, Lark! You seem alright. You're lucky. You ought to thank Ramza. And thus, Battle 12 is over. Pretty darn quickly, too. So we get 5,700 gil and a high potion, I believe that was. Sorry, it skipped that a little fast. Now, after all of that, why not have him join your party? Doesn't really hurt you anything, and you get Chocobos. So yes, absolutely, we're adding you to the party. Now, one thing I do want to go ahead and ask you in relation to this is actually when you go into the menu, you notice the Chocobo here, and one thing I will say is you cannot change the names of your party members, your human party members, but you can, however, change the name of your Chocobo by going to, you actually go to the recruitment area where you can grab new player characters, and you can change the names of your monsters there. So what I want to ask you guys is, do you want me to change the name of the Chocobo? If so, what would you like me to name him? I think the names can only be, I don't remember how many characters they are. I might have to just do an annotation and tell you. But let me know however you want to do that. And if you do want me to change it, I'll see what name I like the most if you want to suggest it, and then I will change the name accordingly. And if not, then we'll keep it this way. One other thing I will note about monsters in your party before we go is, if you have monsters in the party and you move around the world map, they will lay eggs. And those eggs could end up becoming either, in this case with the Chocobo, it could either be a yellow Chocobo, a black Chocobo, or a red Chocobo, which is really good. I'm hoping for the red myself, but I don't know. We'll see how that transpires. So, alright, that's pretty much all I've got in terms of monster stuff right now. And that is also all I have for this episode. Pretty short, huh? Well, next time on Final Fantasy Tactics, we will continue our path over to Zerakill Falls. And I also will mention one last note before we go. If you want to make the next battle a lot easier, strip Gafgarian. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but yeah. So, anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see y'all later.